Hi, I'm Lou. Another episode of My Car Story. We're at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Indy 500, the 100th running, and we're in the Vintage Indy Racing car area. I'm here with Mike. Mike, what's your last name?
McKinney.
McKinney, and Mike's got great cars, but we're going to talk about this one car in particular. I'll grab the camera as I usually do. So Mike, right off the bat, tell us, first of all, what do we have? What year, what kind of car?
This is the 1972 Antares Turbo Offy. It was driven by Roger McCluskey. He was national champion in 1972 here at 500.
And the whole thing with this car in particular was you're going to see it's more unique than any other Indy car at that race.
This is a very unique car. It had a lot of firsts in the world of motorsports.
Give us just kind of the highlights. What were some of the firsts?
The car was designed by Mike Costabile and Don Gates.
Okay.
They were ex-GM engineers. And what they did is they created a car that was designed on a computer. This is the first Indy car or Formula One car designed on a computer.
Wow.
They had access to special materials. They had materials that went to the space program. Bondolite, composite materials. So it's the first IndyCar Formula One car designed to use composite materials. They had the car fully instrumented. So they had onboard telemetry and full instrumentation. First time that had been done on an Indy car. Unfortunately, it didn't work real well. But it set a lot of firsts, and they were messing around with aerodynamics, suspension design, and chassis construction. All areas that eventually became standard, but it was just, they were playing with the right areas, they just didn't have an opportunity to really perfect it.
Let's take a look at it. Come on back with me. Come on back, right back here. Let's take a look at this car. It, first of all, captivates your attention because there's nothing really like it.
Yeah, it's got a very unique shape to it.
You know, you're probably either going to love this car or not like this car. That air intake,
yeah.
I like it just because it's so unique.
Yeah, they were trying to duct the air through the tub to create essentially a jet effect by the hot exhaust or the hot air coming through the radiators.
You can see right up in here.
Yeah, so but unfortunately it didn't quite work. This originally was supposed to be all sealed off.
Okay.
But it started overheating, so they had to start trying to get it to cool. And that's where you see some of these additional ducts that were added.
And we've got the sun hitting it just right. The American Marine Underwriters. Tell us about it. Has
a 36-degree turbo Offenhauser engine in it.
Okay.
Produces in race trim about 850 horsepower. In qualification trim, it's about 1,200 horsepower.
Wow.
Unlimited boost back in that era.
Unlimited boost. Take a look at the wing. I mean, the wing configuration, it's not just the top wing. That was pretty standard, but the bottom wing.
Yeah, that was very unique. I don't know whether there was another car that actually used that back in that era, the double wing. That was a huge rear wing.
Yeah.
They started to narrow the size of them after this. But they added the double wing. But if you look at later Wildcats that were run in the early 80s, they actually ran Mario Andretti and Gordon Johncock. Actually, their cars had a similar sort of a lower wing like that.
Just amazing. And they usually have is there some kind of VIN number or something that they show that, is that under the...
They don't, on this one, there was never, on any of the chassis, they didn't have any VIN numbers. They had an official tag over on the side, there on the dash, behind that steering wheel.
Okay.
That you can see, it was car number 14, official car number 14, registered 1972.
I'm going to just really run it around really quick to make sure I got a better picture of that. And the shifting linkage.
Yeah, it says a 4-speed Weissman gearbox. A lot of cars had Hewlands. This one was a Weissman built here in the U.S. It's the same type of gearbox that was in the Foyt Coyotes when he won his 4th Indy 500.
Is in this one.
And in a lot of the Dan Gurney All-American Racer Eagles, they used a lot of the Weissman.
So stay right with me as well. So I'm going to feature you. So how do you end up with an Indy car like this? I mean, what's the short story? I mean, not everybody has an Indy car.
Yeah, no, and I used to live in Indianapolis back in the 70s, and I was a huge IndyCar fan. Grew up wanting to come run an Indy. Actually did some racing for a number of years in the lower forms. Eventually gave that up, but then I heard about these historic Indy cars, and I had an opportunity to potentially go out and run with you know, Mario Andretti's been out there, Al Unser's been out there with us, and it would be almost like living a dream vicariously a little bit there.
Sure.
And so I live in the Pacific Northwest. Rolla Volstead is a car builder for Indy cars. It built them in the 60s through the 70s. Brought Janet Guthrie, the first woman to ever run at Indy.
Yeah.
And I had an opportunity to meet him. He was in his early 80s at that point in time. And I asked him if he had any of his cars around available. And he said he didn't. And he said most of them have been restored. But he said, I know of one. He said, there is one of his cars available, but I tried to find it for 2 years and couldn't.
Yeah.
And so he said, I knew of this one. And when he told me what it was, I knew exactly what it was. And it's an extremely unique car. A lot of people hated it. They think it was one of the worst cars ever. But that's what I love about it. It was so unique. And when you start learning what they were trying to do, you learn to appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
And so we got it. It had been, it only raced that one race. And they basically turned it back to Antares. And so after that, someone was going to modify it into a Formula 5000 car. It never happened. So it ended up in a private museum, hung upside down from the ceiling. And it had been generally gutted.
Yeah.
And so I ended up picking it up, had a dummy engine in it, didn't have a real engine or gearbox in it. And then sought about, and I found the sister car.
It runs now.
It runs now. We ran it out on the
today.
We ran it. It ran beautifully out on the Speedway today.
Where'd you find the engine?
This engine, believe it or not, I found in a community nearby in Spokane, Washington. A woman was, and her husband were car collectors, and he had some old midget race cars, Offy midgets, and he passed away. And someone told me to go meet her, and so I went and met her, and found out that she had, she wanted some help selling the midgets. So I helped her with that. And but back in the corner of the shop, I see this engine. She thought it was an engine for a roadster. I said, no, that's a turbo Offy engine. And anyway, I ended up helping her sell her collection of other cars, and then I was able to acquire this engine for this car, just in my backyard.
Unbelievable. Mike, first of all, congratulations on finally getting one of the cars at your dreams, and thanks for being on My Car Story.
Thank you, I enjoyed it.